Most players panic when they see the move bishop to g4, pinning the knight to the queen, and if you move the knight somewhere, then you will lose the queen. So today, I will show you 5 ways to crush this pin. So the first way of dealing against this pin is using passive defenses like bishop e2. This is not that bad, but actually this is quite passive. And the other passive way of defending against this pin is to not letting it happen anyway by playing s3, not allowing bishop to g4. Both of these moves are okay, but they are not that great. Now the other way of defending against bishop to g4 is using your other knight to defend this knight. So let's say you castle here, and here he goes bishop to g4, pinning the knight to the queen. And if you move the queen like this, creating this threat, well then he can take and damage your pawn structure, which is not that great. Instead, you can go for knight bd2, supporting this knight like this, and if he takes, then you can simply recapture. And here if you don't want to move the queen like this, then you can also go for this rotation, which is rook to e1, and move this knight like this, and then push the bishop back and continue with your attack. So against bishop g4, those two ways are used quite often, but let me show you how strong players deal against this opening. Here, instead of playing knight bd2 or s3 g4 like that, white just develops with knight c3. Black castle here. Now here, white can use this bishop as a bait in order to launch an attack. That's why we have delayed castling. White can go for h3, bishop h5, then g4, hitting this bishop. Now he goes bishop g6. Then white can create his own pin with bishop g5, pinning this knight to the queen. Knight c6. Then h4, threatening to play h5. So he goes h6, hitting your bishop and creating an escape square. But then you can just take the knight, and after he takes with the queen, you go g5. Capturing here is bad because after this file open up and you can just castle and then destroy black. Therefore, you place queen d8 or something like that. Then you can just attack this bishop instead of capturing here. Bishop h7. Now you play g6, and this bishop is trapped and he can't take here because of this pin. So he can do whatever and you're winning this. Now the other way of dealing against bishop g4 is using common tactical motifs like legal's mate or bishop takes f7 sacrifices. Here, white can go h3, attacking the bishop. Now if he takes, then you can take. But here he plays bishop h5. Now here, white can go for knight takes e5, giving away the queen. You're threatening to capture the bishop, so he takes your queen. And then you play bishop takes f7 check, king e7, and then knight to d5 is checkmate. This can also happen with the black pieces, where after e4 e5 knight f3 knight f6 he takes, then you go for the Stafford gambit, he takes, you recapture, and after t3 you play bishop c5, and here bishop g5 is played quite a lot, but then you play knight takes e4, giving away the queen. Now here he can't do much, so he captures the queen. Then you play bishop takes f2 check, king e2, and then bishop g4 is a checkmate. Now let me show you the bishop takes f7 sacrifice. Here black goes bishop g4, pinning the knight to the queen. But here white can just play bishop takes f7 check, opening up the king. Now he got a take, then you follow up with knight takes e5, hitting the king and the bishop. And after king to e8, you can just take the bishop, and after he takes, you can take. You're just up 2 pawns, but this king is exposed and you're completely winning. But what if here you have castle and your opponent goes bishop to g5, pinning the knight to the queen. Now here you just play h6, but they will go bishop h4. Then you're going to play g5, attacking the bishop. But here they sacrifice the knight for the bishop, and after that you take, he takes, still pinning the knight to the queen. Most players defend like this with passive defenses. It's not that great. Instead, you just play king to h7. But what's the idea? First of all, he cannot give you any checks because your knight is protecting it. So he can try playing queen f3, putting pressure on this knight. Then you go for king to j6. Activating your king is necessary. Hitting this bishop and defending this knight. Most players don't know this. If queen takes f6, then you can simply take, and after he takes, you can take and you're up a piece. But that is bad. Instead, they will play queen g3, threatening discovered attacks. Then you're going to play knight to h5, hitting the queen. Now, his queen is under attack, while your queen is also under attack. And if he moves back, then you will take the queen. So he plays bishop takes d8, then you take the queen. Now in this case, you cannot recapture because of the pin. So you can save the bishop, but then you will take the rook and you can easily win this. Well, this is not the end. If you want to improve your chess, then you should definitely check out this playlist. And if you want to learn some chess openings, then you can check out this right playlist. And if you don't want to miss the upcoming videos, then don't forget to subscribe.